So much will start. Late afternoon to all the parents who have joined us today. And I'm really thankful for you to taking out some time and joining this webinar, which is going to help you, I know, in fact, to let you know the secrets of, to pick a right preschool for your child, right? And in today's session, we will also understand why preschooling is so important, why early childhood education is so important, and what is the right preschool, that you should look, for your child. Okay. So I'll take a minute to introduce ourselves. My name is Jagdish. So I'm responsible for Southern Market for Eurokids preschools. And with me today, we have Mrs. Soma Patra. So she heads regional academics for entire east of India for Eurokids preschool. And also we have Ms. Anjali from a marketing team, right? So welcome you all again, and we all represent Eurokids preschool, which is India's #1 preschool expert, right? Anjali, can you go to the next slide? So 21 plus years of expertise, operate in 3 countries. We have more than 1,200 plus preschools across 350 plus cities, right? And till now, we have made a difference in more than, no, I should say 5 lakh plus, families, right? So that's a number of children that, we have helped in terms of shaping up their future. Next slide. So as I said, why preschool or early childhood education is so important, right? As a parent, we should understand and what is a right age, right? So because the entire world has accepted, and various research and various researchers have proven it that and up to 6 years, um, the foundation of early childhood education is very, very important, right? And the new NEP also states that up to 6 years are the most fundamental or most crucial years in a child's education journey, right? So I have a video for all of you. So I would request you to please view the video, understand, because various great researchers who have done research over a period of so many years with a group of two set of children, which was undertaken, and what are the outcome of that, right? So Anjali, if you can play the video, please.
What is it that will make some of these babies thrive while others won't? What will make some of these toddlers go on to college and pursue rewarding careers or fulfill their professional aspirations, while others might have to settle for a lot less? Is it a matter of fate, money, intelligence? Is it luck, hard work, genetics? Is it a question of education? What happens in the first few years of life before formal schooling begins helps to lay the foundation for future success. What children experience even before they learn how to talk increases their chances of reaching their full potential and might be the key to creating better societies for everyone. And the secret lies in the most unsuspected place: our young brain.
If you're seeing, if you're hearing, if you're feeling, and if you're deciding, if you're thinking, if you're reading, etc., this is your brain in action.
During our early years, the brain is optimized for learning and is capable of extraordinary change. No wonder a baby brain can create more than 1 million new neural connections every single second. They say practice makes perfect, and that is exactly what the brain does. Every time we learn or experience something new, it detects a change, and that change forms connections, which help build the foundation of a powerful brain. The connections that are not used repeatedly are lost. During the early years, when the brain is at its most active, is when the roadmap of our lives is first designed. Although change is possible as children grow, science is proving that getting it right from the beginning is the best opportunity we have to increase our chances of happiness and success.
Children are natural learning machines. They are born ready to learn. They already have learned some things, even in utero.
The first 3 years of life, I think, are the magical years for intervention, because the changes that we facilitate then can last for the rest of the child's life and of the parent's life and create a new way of relating.
A really good, solid early childhood education foundation are more likely to continue their education when they leave high school. They're more likely to go to college. They are 4 times more likely to graduate from college. They are more likely to get highly skilled jobs that pay more. They are actually healthier as adults.
Because none of us can remember our lives before we were 2 or 3 or 4, depending on when your first memory is, it's easy to think that there's nothing happening in there. The idea that we would think about learning as something that doesn't happen until you're 5 or 6 just doesn't make sense scientifically.
And so kindergarten prep begins in the crib, begins at birth, begins with the parents' knowledge of what their contribution is going to be to the baby's brain development. Because a brain has to be built. It comes ready to learn, but it's not built yet.
While some of these children may thrive and others might not, we now know that the experiences they are exposed to and the skills they acquire early on truly matter for the brain's development. The early years are an unrepeatable opportunity to improve their chances of happiness and success, and the best way to help them fulfill their dreams, whatever they may be.
So, dear parents, so it's quite evident to all of us now, right? And as they say that 90% of the brain development, happens, below 6 years, right? So that crucial this phase of a child's life is, right? And all the researchers proves that children who go through a structured and systematic early childhood education, gets benefited in, better language development, improved social skills, have fewer behavioral problems, right? So discipline issues are reduced, and their attention span enhances, social interaction, which gets increased, right? They would achieve a lot of developmental milestones, are 4 times more likely, to graduate with higher grades, right? And getting a high skilled jobs, right? So it's very important as a parents, we, understand and respect and invest, in this phase of our children, right? And invest, for a right school, which would give a lot of structured and scientific early childhood education, right? Next slide, Anjali. So we would also touch base on, why you should choose a preschool like EuroKids over a mainstream school, right? Next slide. It's important because as a parent, we have, option of, either enrolling our children in a preschool or, K-12 school or a mainstream which operates a pre-primary school, right? So let's understand why a child would require an environment like a preschool of, like EuroKids, and compared to the mainstream, right? Because a lot of one-on-one guided attention which a child gets in a EuroKids preschool, right? So a lot of attention which a child would get vis-a-vis in a mainstream wherein the ratio which maintained is anything between say 25 to 30, one is to one teacher is to 25 to 30 children, right? Whereas in our EuroKids preschool, it's 1 is to 10, right? For every 10 child there is a teacher assigned who take care, right? And a lot of since the groups are so small, it will give a great opportunity, for every child to have a peer interaction, right? So in a larger group wherein it becomes very difficult, right? So that is what we say that we need to empower our child to share, collaborate, and build a relationship in an enriching environment, right? So that is why you should look up to a EuroKids preschool before you think of a mainstream, right? Next slide, Anjali. So age appropriate infrastructure and educational toys for preschools, right, is what we offer in EuroKids preschool, right? So it's more of a very friendly environment, homely environment that this preschools offer to the child, right? Unlike a mainstream or a main school where it is more of a discipline driven, more of structured in terms of how to behave, right? So there is a key difference, right? When it comes when you compare with the mainstream. Next slide, Aarti. Yeah. So structured peer interaction with the mindful learning and skill-based evaluation, the main outcome, because we encourage a holistic learning process, for the child in a preschool, right? Whereas we can see and we know that in the main schools, it's more of a content-based exams, right? And a rote learning approach, right? Which is followed, right? So whereas in a preschool, EuroKids preschool, it's more of activity-based learning, right? More of peer-based learning, right? So that is one important factor, in building that foundation for your child for rest of his life, right? So next slide, Anjali. So as I mentioned, holistic development is what is encouraged at EuroKids preschool, which helps in social, emotional, life skill, and mindful learning beyond physical development and academics, right? That's the important factors that you need to consider, right? So it's 360-degree learning process which a child gets as an opportunity to learn in a EuroKids preschool. Whereas the primary focus in a mainstream would be more of academic development, right? It's more of, as I said, exam driven, result oriented, right? So which should not be the only factor, up to 6 years. As we say that, foundational years and 90% of brain development. So it's more of in giving an input of structured and scientifically proven methods of learning, right? Next slide, Anjali. So in a conclusion, we can say that our curriculum, child friendly ambience and personalized attention uh, help your child, in all the aspects, and make the transition very smooth, right? From a EuroKids preschool to a main school when a child goes in grade 1, right? So Eurokids preschool offers, exploration and engagement-based learning. Our teachers are, intensively trained, right? To handle younger children and, imparting right education. Uh, all comprehensive safety protocols which have been taken care of, right? And we strictly follow a ratio of 10:1 when it comes to teacher and child ratio, right? And also, Kids Preschool offers intercity, student transfer, right? Since we are in corporate jobs, most of us, and we keep moving from one city to another city, right? So we with this opportunity, your child will not miss the continued education or the environment that Eurokids offers, right? So when you move to a newer city also, so you can continue the same process in a Eurokids based out of that city, right? Next slide, Anjali. So parents, these are the 6 points that you need to consider, right? When you look at a preschool for your child, right? So you should ask CCTV surveillance and content monitoring, and constantly monitor the happening within the school. All right. So you should also ask how well do you know the staff, right, at Eurokids, right? Our staffs are verified and trained, with a rigorous background check, right? So all the teachers or support staff at Eurokids goes through a background verification, and then only they are part of Eurokids network, right? So you may also ask, do you follow any government guidelines, right? Yes, we do, right? And we strictly adhere to safety regulations set by our Ministry of Education, and also various other institutes related to safety, hygiene. So everything is taken care and is a part of operating procedures in Eurokids preschool. Are you prepared for any emergency? Yes, we are, and everybody who is associated with the Eurokids preschool goes through a regular drills for emergency preparedness and crisis management. Are you certified in the best safety protocols? Yes. So we have a 360-degree safety certification that a school has to undergo and get this certification after meeting the criterias, set for safety norms, right? And it's a regular process which we do at Eurokids, and inspections are done to ensure that all those are a part of and implemented and carried at our Eurokids preschool. What measures do you take to ensure my child is healthy at the school? So hygiene is something which is top of object for us in preschool, right? So every week, we all our toys, equipments, everything goes through a sterilization, and that's mandatory, right? Spacious classrooms and a well-maintained outdoor play area gives an opportunity for a child to be safe and healthier, in a Eurokids preschool. Can you go to next slide, Anjali? I would request now my colleague Soma Patra to take you all, what is that, we offer in Eurokids preschool? What is that your child get, over academic year? Over to you, Soma. You are on mute, Soma.
Yeah. So now I take you forward with our curriculum, which is called UNOYA. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. So parents, UNOYA means it's the smallest Greek word, which means beautiful minds, beautiful thinking. Since we are all dealing with young minds, the curriculum name suits appropriately. Now, sometimes it is important as to how we should teach our child rather than what we are to teach our children. So here, when we talk of this, UNOYA fulfills all these aspects in the right way. So we focus, UNOYA in EuroKids, our curriculum focuses on the well mind, the fit body, and a beautiful soul. So let's see what's ahead. So a journey into the holistic development. Now, as we said that UNOYA curriculum is focused on three important domains. That is the cognitive domain. Now, the cognitive domain is the IQ where the whole world curriculum revolves around in developing the IQ of the child. But here in EuroKids, we also focus equally, it is important for us, the emotional quotient, that is the affective domain, which is the emotional quotient of the child. And we also, it is important for us to understand how the child feels, what is his weaknesses, what is his strength, where is his rejections, what is his acceptance. So here we find it equally important to develop the child's emotional quotient as well. Now, when we talk of the domains, we come back to the cognitive domain, where we have three important topics, that is the euphonics, math lab, and the scientific spark, which we will elaborate in the coming slides. Then we have the psychomotor domain, which is the body. In under body, we have two important topics, that is the programs, that is the Eurofit and the Yoga Kids, which takes care of the physical health of the child. Then we come to the soul, again, which is the affective domain, which has two important programs, that is the Mindful Plus and the Euro Music. So now let's go ahead. Now, coming to euphonics. Now, euphonics, what is euphonics, parents? It is about learning the language. When we have to learn any language, any letter, the phonic sound, teaching the child the phonic sound is very, very important. It makes it easy for the child to decode the sound, the words with the sound of the letter. And this makes it easy for the child to learn a spelling rather than rote learn it. So we go ahead. Now we come to the math lab, which also is learning of numbers. Now it makes it very easy for the child to have a lab-like experience where we give him a lot of hands-on experiences with learning the abstract topics with concrete objects. It makes it easy for him to understand the concepts which are very abstract, as math is an abstract subject. So here it becomes easy for the child because he gets a lot of hands-on experiences, and it even the concrete objects and repeated experiences that he gets here with the concrete objects of understanding the concepts, it becomes easy for him. So this is why we called it the lab, a math lab, instead of a simple math. We give him the lab-like experience here while learning the numbers. Then we go ahead. The scientific spark. Now, what is scientific spark? It is about learning the concepts that usually we teach the children, like concepts when we talk of, to in a simple term, that children learn about fruits, vegetables, transport, animals. So this is the scientific spark part where we give a science, allow the child to think like a scientist, where we don't come exactly to the topic in the beginning. We allow the child to explore, to observe, investigate, predict, and come with his own evidences, reason out, and apply the understanding that he had in terms of his daily life. So here we allow the children to come out with their own, and it also helps them to ask questions and get the answers of their queries. So this is why we called it the scientific spark. We go ahead. Now we come to the Eurofit, which is the body, the cognitive, the psychomotor domain, under which we have the Eurofit. Eurofit is a fitness program specially curated for Eurokids by Health Set Go, India's largest ISO certified school health organization. Here we get all the curriculum is designed by international trainers, and that is how the program is a very, very child-friendly program, because it has been designed for the early learners by international trainers. It helps children to to develop the love for fitness, and it also helps the mind to muscle connections and also develop their body strength. So we go ahead. Then we come to the yoga kids. As we all know, parents, that yoga plays a very, very important role from a child in a child's life to an adult, or to the old age as well. Yoga is always very useful and helpful to each and every person. So therefore, yoga, we have taken it up with our children, where again, yoga kids introduced to help children here with their body in a healthy way. They learn to breathe well, they learn to meditate, and it helps children to develop a lot of concentration and confidence and develop positive self-image, because once they learn how to develop their posture, how to sit, and this program is also having the 3 F's, that is it is designed on fun, focus, and fitness. All the activities are very fun filled, and the children can focus well while they are doing the activities. We go ahead. Yes, now we come to the Euro music, which is the soul aspect. We say that the beautiful soul, under beautiful soul, we have Euro music. Now, music plays a very important role in all our lives. It is from children to old. We all love music, right? So Euro music here is a unique outcome-based music program in collaboration with Sing, Play, Love. It includes lot of songs, music books, music videos, where the children develop a lot of emotional and social skills, along with a lot of literacy and language skills as well. They learn, and they also get ready for the kindergarten program as well. It becomes very useful for the child to develop in a very social and emotional aspect as well. We go ahead. The Mindful Plus. Now, what is mindful? Being mindful today, parents, our children have a lot of distraction all over. They are distracted with a lot of gadgets and many things, which we cannot blame the child, because there's so much for a child to get distracted. We as adults also get distracted. So mindfulness helps here the children to focus on the present instead of focusing on the past and the future. Now, once we are doing any activity, and if we are more occupied with our past and future, then where will we focus on the present? So here we teach our children in different ways to be mindful, to be focused on whatever activity he is doing. Here, it also helps the children to develop a lot of emotions and improve concentration. It helps to calm down and to be aware of the present. Parents, I would also suggest that at least one meal a day, being mindful with the child, being with your child, talking about the meal that they are having. It can be simple way, like saying what is the color of the dal, how does it feel, is it soft, is it hard? So a mindful meal also can help the child to be focused, and also it helps in what he's eating, to understand what he is eating, and it helps in their physical health as well. So we go ahead. A day at Eurokids. Now, you all must be thinking, how does a day at Eurokids look like, or how you would like to understand? So we go ahead. So you can see this whole schedule that is on the screen. We start with a welcome time. Now, the welcome time is a very important time. We at Eurokids make sure that our teachers welcome the children with a puppet or a toy, or whatever the child must have learned the previous day will be, the teacher will be holding the toy and will be welcoming the children. And this makes the children happy, and they go into their fun rooms. Then they go to the learning corners. After the welcome time, the children go to the learning corners. Now, the learning corners, what are they? We have four learning corners where different types of equipments are laid out for the children. And here, it is a totally child-directed activity where the teacher plays just a role of a facilitator, and the child is very happy because he is able to choose what he wants to play with. Now, here it is also very important because it's the time to settle down, because the child comes from the home, maybe sometimes he's in a bad mood or he's in a very different mood. So this learning corner time plays a very important role in settling down the child, because he is happy because he is able to choose his corner, play with the toys that he loves to play with. Then after he finishes playing with in the learning corners, then we also teach them to wind up their toys. And this is how the teachers sing a song and wind up this session. Then after that, we have the attendance time. The attendance time, parents, is not like the routine attendance time that we went when we were young, like yes ma'am, no ma'am, present ma'am, yes ma'am. That was the way that we had our attendance time. But today our children go through a very beautiful attendance time where they are taken through whatever they have learned, maybe in the previous class, or what they are going to do today, or in the day that they are having the attendance time. So for example, like maybe the teachers can show them the flashcards that they have been taught in the previous class of fruits, and then they pick up a flashcard and name themselves and name the fruit as well. So this is how we have a very fun type of attendance, which the children love. And it also helps in socializing with each other. Then we have the scientific thinking class, where they have a class of introduction of any type of EVS topic, the concepts, where they learn about a particular concept. Then after that, we have the snack time. Now, snack time also, parents, we take a lot of we guide the children how to have the snack. The teachers sit with the children and help them to have their snack. It is not that we leave the children during the snack time and teachers have their own time. No, the teachers sit with the children and guide them, talk to them, as I was just now telling you that about having a mindful meal with the child. Similarly, here, the children learn to have everything. When the child comes to a preschool, the parents are very anxious because they feel that the child will not be having the things that they don't eat at home. But then here, when they come to the preschool, we take immense care in teaching the children to eat all healthy food. So they go through a wonderful snack time with their peers as well. Then we have the music. The next the next program is the music and movement, and the circle time, or wow, or the readiness. These things will be coming in the coming slides, so you will be able to understand what we do in these during this class, where we have music and movement, maybe the Euro music program, or maybe we have the wow, or maybe we have the readiness for the child. So here, this is a time. After this, then the children go through another scientific thinking where they learn about the mathematics or language or literacy, right? So we all know what is mathematics, learning about numbers. Language is learning about the letters. So here, after finishing this, then the children go to the mindful practices or the peer interaction. The very exciting programs that come under this is the peer interaction. Then we have reading time, and then we have the story time. There might be any of these that will be happening at this time. Then after that, the children go through the body, that is the psychomotor domain that I was talking about, the body aspect, the physical health aspect, where they do one of the programs, that is Eurofit, Euromusic, outdoor play, yoga, etc. Then the children go through when it's almost time to go home, we have the reflection time, where the children are having a recap. They have a recap of whatever they have done from morning when they came to school till the end, because what happens when the child goes home, you as parents keep asking the child, what did you do in school? So the child is not able to explain what he has done, because they tend to forget, because at the last maybe they had the beautiful Euro music session, or they had the yoga or the fitness or the outdoor. So there they forget what they did in the beginning. So what we do as the teachers in EuroKids, they reflect on what they did from the beginning to the end, so that the children remember at least what they did, a few activities, and they can tell you as well, right? So this is about the schedule that we follow in EuroKids. We go ahead. Now, this is the time that is fixed for each program. As we were talking about each program in the previous slide, here it is important to just understand that playgroup and nursery has 3 hours of duration for a child, where the child learns all these topics as per the timings fixed for each class, each program. Then this is for the playgroup and nursery parents, that we have 3 hours. And then we go ahead with the kindergarten, where the program is for 4 hours, right? So for kindergarten, the program is for, the duration is for 4 hours, where the timings again will be fixed as you can see in this slide. So we go ahead. Now, these are parents' wonderful, exciting new programs for our children in EuroKids, which we very proudly say that our children learn more than what any other child, because here you can see these exciting programs. One is the first one is the time for reading. Now, why we feel that time for reading is important? Today, all our children are very busy with their gadgets. Parents are busy, they give the gadgets to the children and they get busy. And today our children are getting out of the reading of the books, storybooks, looking into the storybooks. So here, this program will definitely enhance the children's reading vocabulary, and they will learn faster how to they will learn to read faster, they will learn more vocabulary. And as said, that the more vocabulary, the more the child can read, the more the child reads, the more the vocabulary that is developed. So this program will help your children a lot with the reading skills. Then we come to the peer interaction. Now, what is a peer interaction? You would feel that why the children are all through the day interacting with their peers, but why should we have a separate time for peer interaction? Parents, we all know that how comfortable we are with our friends when we speak to them. When we speak to our friends, we know that there is no judgments, nobody's observing us, nobody is following us. So we are very happy when we talk to them. We leave all our inhibitions and we talk to them, right? So that is the time when we are very confident while talking. So the peer interaction also, we give it a separate time so that the children speak to their peers with a lot of confidence, develop a lot of self-esteem, and this helps the children to become more confident, and it helps in their future as well. Now we come to the sustainable development goals. Now, what are these sustainable development goals? Parents, we all know that UN nations have taken up 17 goals for the nation for the world to be in a sustainable way for all the citizens. But here in EuroKids, the early learners, we have taken up 6 goals for the early learners, that is our children, where they are going to learn 6 sustainable development goals. So we are very proud to say that our children will be learning 6 goals, which include like simple topics like life on land, gender equality, then learning to responsible consumption and production, that is knowing when to switch off the lights, when to switch off the fan, when to close the tap after using the water in the tap. We should close the tap. Then also having the other goal is like sustainable communities and cities. Now, when we say sustainable communities and cities, what is it, parents? It is about simple things that the child should learn, that when he is walking on the road, he cannot throw a packet of chips after eating it or throw a chocolate wrapper. He needs to throw it in the dustbin. So this is what our children will be learning from an early age, and this will make him a very responsible citizen when he grows up, right? So these are some 6 goals which we are taking up with our children, and they are learning very well with our curriculum. Then we have the next exciting program, that is the Be Safe. Now, what is Be Safe for our children? It is learning to take care of ourselves. That is, the child will learn to take care of himself in terms of not going near any electricity points, not going near any big water bodies like a swimming pool or a lake, or even being conscious about strangers, not accepting anything from strangers, being allowing only their parents to uh, touch them or take them, or whatever it is, or to fondle them. So this is what is Be Safe about, where the children learn to take care of themselves. And these 4 topics, subjects, programs will really help your children to grow up as a very responsible citizen. We go ahead. Now we will be talking about what your child will get once you take admission in EuroKids. The happiness box. Happiness in a box, which we say, here the children will get a welcome kit, which he will be welcomed with. Then we have the readiness kit, where the readiness kit comprises of things which will be very useful for the child's readiness to develop his fine motor skills. There will be a lot of weapons inside the box, like crayons, which are appropriate for a play group, which will be more thicker crayons, and so on. The progression happens in these readiness kit as well to develop fine motor skills in the child. Then we have takeaway at school. Now, what does the takeaway at school mean? Whenever the child will be learning a concept, and it will be associated with a takeaway, where the children will be doing the takeaway with the teacher and will be taking the same object that he has developed, he has created with the teacher, he will be taking it home, right? Then we have the theme kits. Now, the theme kit is also having, the theme kit comprises of 4 boxes, which has a storybook and an activity in each box. Now, we have 4 PTMs, where every PTM you will be receiving a theme kit with which you can be using with your child and doing the particular activity at home with the child, and reading out the book for your child for a proper bonding with your child, right? Then we have the takeaway at home. The takeaway at home will be given to you in every PTM, 4 PTMs, 4 takeaways will be given to you, where you can do it with your child at home. So there's a lot of engagement with your child at home as well. We go ahead. Now, welcome kit essentials. Now, what are the welcome kit essentials? There are books. We have 8 theme books for the children, with 1 activity book, which is a home connection. And there are books for numbers and letters as well. Then we have the 3 T-shirts that the children will be getting in PG and nursery, playgroup and nursery. They will be getting 3 T-shirts. One is the green, the yellow, and the blue. Now, also parents, the children's bags and T-shirts and books will be color-coded. Now, for a playgroup, you will be getting yellow. For a nursery, you will be getting blue. For a Euro junior child, you will be getting a green colored bag. And for the seniors, you will be getting a pink color bag. So this is how the children, it becomes easy for all to understand in which program the child is in. Then we have the achievement, So achievement cards and medals, certificates, etc. The children will get a certificate after the sports day, the Health is Well Day, which we call it as the sports day, where the children will get a certificate and a medal, and there will be a lot of other cards as well, and they will also have a trophy at the end of the year when they graduate. Now we have 3 important, very important essentials of our kit, which is the honor badges. Now you can see, parents, here the honor badges. It really helps the children to develop a lot of good behavior traits in the child. Now after we have 8 honor badges, after every theme, the child will be getting an honor badge as per the teacher's observation in the class about the child. How did the child perform? How did the child behave? How was the child behaving throughout the theme, throughout the month, and so on? Because she might just say that today, okay, I am giving this badge to Rahul for being very helpful, and she claps for him. So that is the time when all the other children also would like to get a helpful badge, whereas every child will be getting a badge, but each one will be aiming for getting the other badge as well. So this helps indirectly getting the children to develop good behavior traits. Then we have the portfolio, which helps children to express themselves, they express their imaginations, and this portfolio activity will be totally child directed, and here the child expresses himself freely, and that is what we document, and then the parents are able to see it during the PTM. We show it to you during the PTM, and this helps also to understand how your child progressed from the day he took admission to the end of the session. Now we go to the vocabulary, that is the word of the week. Here, the children will be learning a new word every week. There are 32 words that the child will be learning after he completes his academic year. Now, there are stickers and calendar for the children in PG. There are cards for the nursery. Then there are bigger cards for the Euro junior children, and there are pencils, the vocabulary pencils for the Euro senior, where the children will be learning a word and taking the pencil home. So instead of saying that, Mama, please give me my pencil, he might say, Mama, give me the beautiful pencil. That is because it will be engraved with the word that he has learned. And this will help him to develop more and more vocabulary. And the parents, as parents, you can also help them to use these words in sentences, and this will help them to develop a lot of new sentences and words. We go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Soma. Just I would like to inform all the parents out here that we operate multiple shifts, across all our EuroKids preschool, right? Because to address various need of a parent, right? So if you take kids, yes, there are kids, who are very late risers, right? Who don't like to wake early in the morning, right? So for those children, right? So we have a afternoon shift wherein they can opt and come to school fresh, right? So also parents who work in multiple shifts, right? So since most of us are in corporate jobs and work requirement, or you can also say that parents who are into various businesses who work till late night. So for them, so the convenience of a second shift for their child really helps, right? So these are the next slide, Anjali. So these are the different shifts that we operate across EuroKids preschool network, right? For playgroup and nursery, we operate 3 shifts. Having said, third shift is optional in depends on city and the center, right? But yes, shift 1, shift 2 are predominantly operated across all our networks. So first shifts for PG and nursery starts from 8:30 in the morning. So 3 hours program, right? So 8:30 to 11:30, and the second shift will start at 12 to 3, right? So for LKG and UKG, which is Euro Junior and Euro Senior, the first shift starts at 8 to 12, and the second shift starts at 12:30 to 4:30, right? So in some schools, we operate only one shift of Euro Junior and Euro Senior, wherein the school would start around 8:30 and 9. So again, depending on the demand and also availability on the space. So the shift timings have been planned. So it varies from center to center. So I would request parent to reach out to our EuroKids preschool near you, and you would get to know more on the shift timings. Next slide, Anjali. Engagement beyond the classroom, right? And this is a very important thing that now parents are really appreciating, right? And also there's a lot of benefit that child is looking at because of this one initiative of us, right? So as you all know, right, child spends only about 20% of its time, with us in a preschool, right? And predominantly, if I say in PG nursery, 3 hours with us, and in LKG, UKG, 4 hours with us, right? So rest of the time, say 21 hours or 20 hours, they spend at home, right? So, as a preschool specialist and being a leader in the space, so we wanted to give an option where a parent gets and a constructive engagement option, with a child at home, right? Because parent would not know how to engage or how a parent can help a child to ensure that his learning outcome is more productive, right? So now with the Home Buddy app, which we introduced in the year 2020 21 academic year, has been a great game changer in terms of the overall learning method is concerned, right? So the school continues home is what Home Buddy app give opportunity to the parents, right? So can we go next slide? Yeah. So parents Home Buddy app, right? It's an app again, which provide uh, various options for the parent and also to the child, which helps a parent to use it at home, along with this child, right? Next slide, Anjay. So in Home Buddy app, so we have recorded lessons which are part of Home Buddy app, right? So if at all a child miss any of the day because of whatever reasons, still the content or a recording of those sessions are available in our Home Buddy app. So parent and the child gets an access to read along stories, right? Um, Interactive picture talk is a part of Home Buddy app to make learning more fun for the child, right? So we have, physical development through Eurofit and yoga. So a lot of content related to that, right? Uh, the do yourself activities which are part of our Home Buddy app, right? Interactive games, right? So which has a learning outcome, the games which has a learning outcome, right? So those are a part of Home Buddy app, right? Fun zone, lot of worksheets which have been made available in our Home Buddy app, wherein parents can engage with the child, right? And more and more, interactive and audio visuals. So it's endless, right? So many options which we provide through Homebody app, right? So this is something which every child gets option of accessing entire curriculum activities through Homebody app, right? Next slide, Anjali. So as Soma mentioned, 4 programs that we offer at our EuroKids preschool. All right, the playgroup enrollment or age criteria for a playgroup would start from 1.8 years to 3 years is what we take for a playgroup. Nursery 2.5 years to 4 years. Children will between that age is what are eligible for a nursery program. For Euro Junior, it's 3.5 years plus, and for Euro Senior, it's 4.5 years plus, right? Next slide, Anjali. So we have already started this integration program across all our EuroKids preschools. Integration is nothing but a 15-month program offered to a child who has not engaged or is a part of a structured learning program in a preschool. Okay, so for example, if my child is say a 4-year-old, right, and qualifies for a LKG program. And if the child has not attended nursery, and if I'm looking to admit my child for LKG from next academic session, then this program gives an opportunity for my child wherein we'll have a 3-month settlement or a bridge program of nursery being provided to the child, so that he's prepared for LKG starting from the new academic session. Okay, so this is what integration program is all about. If the child is looking for an enrollment in nursery program for the next year, then this program gives an opportunity of a playgroup, foundation course, right? So that child is well versed and is prepared, and also when they start a new academic program, they are at par with the other children in the same class, right? So 15-month integration program is been already offered across all our EuroKids preschool. So as a parent, if you are looking for your child's enrollment for the next year, and if the child has not attended preschool or not has attended a structured learning early childhood education, then I would request you to reach out to our school, and then you can get more information on this. Next slide. Also now, we have launched a summer club program for the year 2020-23 across all our EuroKids preschools. It's a 21 days program which is offered. Again, north and south, the summer club would start from April and May are the 2 months where we offer the summer club program, and north and east of India. So we have 1 month of summer club program which is offered in the month of May. Okay, so already it's a great program to engage a child and also give opportunity for them to learn various aspects, right? So it's more thrilling and mysterious science and adventurous activities that are made a part of the summer club program. So please reach out to our EuroKids preschool and enroll your child, right? So that they also love the summer club program. Also gives an opportunity for the child to settle, right, in the school or the school that you have enrolled your child, settle, so that when the academic session starts for the next year, then it becomes a very smooth transition, right? Next slide, please. Also, it gives a great happiness for all of us that that we have I've tied up with so many K-12 schools or mainstream schools across India now. So continuity is something which a parent would always think of, right? So what after senior KG, right? So do you have a continuity program, school, or association with any of the mainstreams so that my child can get entry to mainstream schools, right? So yes, we have uh, worked across the regions and reached out, and there's already so much of coordination among EuroKids and K-12 school, because children who goes to known mainstream in any city area, right, are the most brightest children who comes from EuroKids. So that's how that recognition, that appreciation from a mainstream towards the EuroKids, which is already established. So now we have now made it's as a official association with the schools, wherein a school would give a first walk-in advantage, for all our children who go from a Euro senior, from EuroKids to a mainstream. Okay, so you can reach out to the schools, so they would share with all these details of direct association or affiliation that we have with the mainstream schools. Next slide, please. Yeah. So yes, now the admissions are open across all the schools, and I would request and urge all the parents to decide now, because very fundamental for and a very important phase which you can do justice to your child, right? Please, no, choose a right school like Eurokids preschool, right? And then reach out, go understand more in detail about that school, and then give an opportunity for your child to get associated with the best preschool child, which offers structured and scientific learning, right? Which offers a great environment for the child where everything what we do, what we believe is child centric, age appropriate, and holistic learning process, right? So reach out to our Eurokids preschool across your cities, right? And the process of admission is would be explained to them. And we also would have a orientation program to all our parents when they enroll their child, and we would take them through that what the child would get as a learning outcome for the entire year. Then, yes, we would also hand over the happiness kit, which Soma ma'am explained you, right? And yes, the batches, as I said, so North and East, the batch of for the academic session starts from April month, right? And in West and South, it's from June academic session. So reach out to school at the earliest before the seats gets full, because as I mentioned in the beginning, so we have a strict process to follow, 1:10 ratio, right? So every room would have certain capacity assigned based on the space available, and the child and teacher ratio which is followed, so we not overboard any childrens in our school, right? So please reach out to Eurokids at the earliest in your nearest school. Next slide. Every Saturday we have a open house which we conduct in all our Eurokids preschool across India. Please reach out to the center and be a part of the open house, which gives an opportunity for you and your child to experience the school, Eurokids preschool, and also gives a lot of answers to the various queries that you have or would have, or questions that you would have, about the school, about the people. Everything would be addressed in an open house, right? So be a part of our open house on every Saturday, right? And these are the durations that each again program wise which we conduct open house. So for playgroup nursery it is 1 hour 45 minutes every Saturday, and for Euro Junior and Euro Senior it's a 2 hours of open house, all right, which we conduct across all our Eurokids preschool. Next slide. Yes, parents. So that is what we all had in terms of the secrets, which we wanted you to understand, think, and then decide. Okay, when because uh, do not delay. Okay, that is what my urge request, because every year is so important up to 6 years, right? So the sooner you give this opportunity to your child is the great a great investment that we are doing in our own children, right? So admissions are open. Please reach out and give an opportunity and give us opportunity to serve your child in a best possible manner, right? So, right start, flying start is what we believe, and that is what we promise to you all, right? So, thank you all. And now we open for a question and answer session. So, I would request all the parents to, put their questions in Q&A section so that we try to address all of them. So we have one question from Mr. Narayan Rao. Is Eurokids has a branch in Bansdroni? I think in Calcutta.
Yes.
So,
So,
yeah.
yes, Jagdish, we have not exactly in Basdoni, but we have around it, around 2 kilometers or whatever. So you can just